Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Third time loudly. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So I would like to welcome all the students, those who are attended here. I'm very grateful to all of you. So because without fail you will be coming, so although those who is ready, so you want to have some rest at home, so still you will be coming. It looks like you have some interest to learn about spiritual subject. So before we start today's session, I just want to ask a few questions about previous sessions. How many of you sincerely raise your hands have attended all the sessions up till now? Only two. All the sessions. All the, like I can say, six sessions. One lister. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So girls, none of them. Okay. And what about 5? Okay. And I request everyone, okay, please stop. So I request everyone, those who have not taken this course, those who missed those sessions, and let me know so that we can conduct separately for them some other times. So it will be good. And we'll be continuing other sessions from tomorrow also, next week onwards. So we have to, so we will continue for this course almost done. This is the last session for this course, 6 sessions. So we are going to start another session, another course. Shall I ask the question? Or you have? Yeah. Before I ask the question, do you have any doubts so far? That would be ideal, because by the end of the sessions, you are just in a hurry for. You'll be feeling hungry, but you are not able to ask the questions. Better you ask now. See, end of the session, last session, I think one girl had come to me and she asked me very good questions. And somehow you are feeling shy to ask within the class, but very good questions. That's the reason I'm asking. So, because if anybody asks the questions, and other students will get the benefit. So you may not have that, because I may not be able to express everything, like I may not be able to get time to say all those things. But if you ask a few questions, others also will get benefited. Do you have any questions or comments? Do you want to say something? It is said that only in 2 cases people will not ask the questions. So when one is understood fully, or second is when they could not understand anything, they did not understand anything. So what should I understand here? You have understood or not? Yes or no? Okay. See, I'll tell you, I don't know why. So no, when I ask something, voice is not coming from your side. Even while chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, also very low voice. I go to this villages. There is one village program. There are only few children are there. Around 10 children. So when I say Hare Krishna Mahamantra, my God, how loudly they chant. I feel so happy. So it will be echoing. Only 10 children. And then you can just imagine, we are about 50, so you should really, this is also echoing, is very nice hall, meant for all of you. So you should chant loudly. Okay? So let us start, or let us offer a praise. So fold your hands. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshormilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nidhi Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavani Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay. Since you are not asking the questions, I am going to ask the questions. Are you ready? Okay. So in the first session we have discussed, if you want to prove God's existence, how do you prove? Otherwise, in other way, if I ask you a question, one of your friend, he is an atheist, and he says that, no, I don't believe in God's existence. How do you convince him? What are the important points which you have learned from our sessions? You try to say that, or you tell me any other logical and reasonable points. Yes. Turn on the fan. Okay, very good. So, all these planets are floating in the space. Is that clear? How are they floating? Yes. So science has no explanation how they are floating, right? So that means there must be some authority. So superior person. Okay, good answer. So let us give him a big hand. Yes. Any other? We have discussed, I gave few examples. I don't know how many of you have remembered that. A difference between that comes later, because I'm talking about here a person, he doesn't believe in God's existence, first of all. Any other? Okay. So how do they so do you think that is it going to happen automatically? Is it by chance? Is it by chance or somebody has created them? So, what about Darwin's theory then? Now, is it right or wrong? Do you believe in Darwin's theory or not? Yes? Yeah, speak loudly. Survival of the fittest. Does it mean that no? How, first of all, how all these living entities have come into existence? So, as Darwin says that, so one species has turned into another species. Do you believe in that? Let us say Maruti 800cc. Later on, it has turned to suddenly Swift and Ciaz, like that. Suddenly, it has turned like that. That's how evolution has taken place, without any involvement of any other human being or any living entity. That is just a matter, isn't it? Car is made up of some material elements. Let's say some iron, some different kinds of other materials, water, etc., fire, etc. So, but they themselves, matter itself, can become something. Like let us take this laptop. So, can this laptop has come automatically, or somebody made it? Is it clear? So that means there is some superior authority. Whereas Darwin's theory, it never applies. It's not applicable for that. He says that just a whale entered into the water, what do you call that? Polar bear entered into the water, it has turned into whale. So do you think that, so it is the right answer, a right way to think? No. That is Darwin's theory. So evolution takes place, but not physical. It is consciousness evolution. As per the Bhagavad Gita, Gita says that yam yam vapismaram bhavam tyajitanta kaligram tam tam evaiti kaunteya satat bhavavati. At the time of death, whatever you think, we have discussed that point, isn't it? So, time of the death, whatever you think, that whichever consciousness you are in, status, so that status you attain, that such kind of body we attain in our next life, isn't it? So not based on this physical thing. Okay, good answer. Next, so we are trying to get some happiness, we are not getting it. There are 4 primary problems in this material world, universe. What are the 4 primary problems of life? Okay, very good. Give him a big hand. Right. Good. Birth, death, old age, and disease. Okay. So there are 3 more secondary. There are 3 more secondary problems. What are those? What are those? 3 more secondary. We have discussed that. Huh? Loneliness. Okay. But I can say one way, that's okay. Yeah. You are there in the session? You are not there. 3 secondary problems we have discussed. Adhyatmic, first one, do you remember? Adibhautik, Adidaivik. These are the Sanskrit terms. Adhyatma means problems caused by one's own body and mind. Means problems caused by body means what? Diseases, right? Mind, as she said, loneliness, depression, stress, etc. right? And second, adibhautik means problems caused by other living entities. It can be anything, other the friends or family members, enemies, and other species, right? And third one is adidaivika, by natural calamities, floods. What else? Earthquakes, tornadoes, anything, excessive heat, excessive cold, all these caused by adidaivika, nature, right? So these seven problems are there. These are the seven, the problems of life, I can say. And because of these problems, nobody will be happy. Nobody can be happy. So people, they are trying to find some solutions. They are only stop-gap solutions. They're not actually the solutions. We have discussed this in a second session. And third session, we have discussed about the science of the soul. So, what is the size of the soul? Can anybody say? Did I say that or not? What is the size of the soul? What could be the size of the soul? Can we measure it or not? Smaller than an ant. An atom. Okay. Should I tell you, there is a Kathopanishad, there is a verse says that Balagra Shada Kalpitasya means if you take a hair, tip of the hair, if you cut into 100 pieces, again take one piece from that, again cut into 100 pieces. That means 1 into 10,000 parts of the tip of the hair. That is the size of the soul. Can anybody see that? So, no tools, instruments can be used to to understand the soul. That is the reason no scientist can find that. No doctor can find that within the heart. Where does the soul locates? Are you sure? Just because I said that you are saying that. Are you sure? Somebody was thinking that in the knees. Have you seen that in some organization they say that here, forehead. No, it is Atma ayam hrudisthanam. So Atma is within the heart. As we have discussed. So what about heart transplantation?
It just changes body to body, but the soul not change.
Okay.
Like we change from one part to another.
Okay. So that is one thing you have to remember that. That is, by the willing of the soul, it can enter into another body. Not just by force. Nobody can force the soul, first of all. First, even if you want to force the soul, somebody has to see the soul, isn't it? That's important. Okay. Next. So, at the time of death, if somebody is thinking something, can they attain the same thing? Can they get the same body? How many of you attended this session? Science of the Soul? Third session. Okay, none of you have attended third session. How many of you are coming? I just want to know first. How many of you are coming for the first time? Only 2, 3. Okay. Remaining all are. Okay. Yes, that based on one's qualification, how much punya karma he has earned, based on that he gets the body. Not just whatever he thinks at the time of death. Yes, I can tell. They may get the, for example, as I said that, if a person is, at the time of death, he wants to become he was thinking that to become a prime minister, he could not become a prime minister the entire lifetime. But the politician was thinking that, I want to become a prime minister. But he didn't have proper qualification for that. So what happens? Next lifetime, he may become Prime Minister, but his qualification, he has done so many sinful activities in this lifetime. Next time, he will become a Prime Minister when among the ants, or as per that, among the ants, among the dogs, or whichever qualification based on his. So, his karma. Is it clear? Yeah. Next. So, coma state we have discussed. What is the coma state? Very good. Soul is in a dilemma whether to leave the body or stay within the body. Is it clear? That is in coma state. Very good. Give him a big applause. Yes. So next, we have come to who is God. That is fourth session. So when it comes to the this, who all are these different in Hindu religion or Sanatana Dharma, we have different Devi Devatas. Who all are there? Who are they basically? They are employees of the Supreme Lord. Very good. Is it clear? So they are employees. Indra, Chandra, Vayu, Varna, Surya, Agni, Vayu, all these Devatas are. What is the total number? Huh? Yes, 33 crores. How many? So give her a big hand. Next. Yes, what are the qualities of the Supreme Lord? How do you define?
Beauty, knowledge.
First one is beauty, knowledge, wealth,
Intelligence,
and knowledge. It comes out in intelligence only. Okay, three somebody else can say. He said three. Any other, whatever he left. Yes. Renunciation, very good. No, he said, just leave whatever he said. Renunciation, 1 point. Two more are there. Knowledge he spoke. He said that. No, wealth he said. Strength. Beauty also said. Fame. Right? So, altogether who can tell now?
knowledge, beauty, strength,
So, you stand up and say, please listen everyone.
knowledge, beauty, fame, wealth, inspiration,
Renunciation. Vairagya.
strength.
Strength. Very good. Give him a big hand. So this is please. These are the qualities or these are the opulence of the Supreme Lord. If anybody wants to claim himself as God, they need to possess all these 6 opulences. Then we can consider that person as Supreme Lord. Right? Otherwise, that person is simply a cheater. So these days, so many Kalkis are there. In fact, if any Kalki, all these avatars have been mentioned in the scriptures before. Just like Kalki is going to come in the future. What is the duration of Kali Yuga? What is the duration? 4,32,000 years. How many years have been passed now? Do you know? Only 5,000 years. That means how many years have been left? 4,27,000. That means after that he will come. So at the end of the Kali Yuga, he is going to come. That means it is called Sandhya. Sandhya means twilight. You say that between Yuga Sandhi. So this Satya Yuga and Kali Yuga. So in between he is going to come. So that means 500 years will be Sandhya. Within that period he is going to come. How is he going to come? What is his appearance? There's a place also is mentioned, Sambala village. That is somewhere in Bihar. There he is going to appear. So what is his activity? How does he look like? He will be riding on the horse. So holding the sword in his hand, chopping off the heads of all miscreants. And what is the speed of the horse? Light speed. What is the speed? Light speed. And that is Kalki. And all the fools now, those who are claiming themselves as Kalki, go and ask them. They can't even stand. Forget about sitting on a horse and riding on a horse, with great speed. Is it clear? That's the reason we should not be so foolish to believe all these people. And I heard that in Mumbai, every day in some lane, there will be some kind of avatar will come up. And people, they go, and it is said that there was one person was making a joke. He said, you don't have to go to the college and do the MBA, MCA, all these courses. You just have to wear some saffron dress and then sit under a tree, keep some 10, 20 followers and do some, tie some threads around the tree and try to make show of some meditation or something. You can become a millionaire. Isn't it? That is India. They believe such kind of people. Isn't it? So that's the reason we need to see what are the qualifications of God. We need to see. And today we are going to discuss one more interesting topic. And last time, one more session we have discussed. Fifth session. What did we discuss? What is the fifth session? Why do bad things happen to good people? So in this session, how many types of karmas are there? Okay. So what are those? Okay. So punya karma, vikarma, akarma. Of these three, which one do you think we need to perform? Huh? Who said akarma? Who said akarma? Karma, vikarma, akarma. Of these three, who's going to, what are we supposed to perform? No karma? What is punya? First of all, what is punya karma? You tell me. What is the definition of punya karma? Anybody from backside? So this is simply definition is whatever you do, you're going to get back. You give 10 rupees, you're going to get the 10 rupees back. Right? So it's like if you do anadan, next life you're not going to suffer from lack of food. You'll have sufficient food. Second thing, and if you are going to give some that punya also, it has to be done properly. It is not that you should not give to some unqualified fellow. Let's say that is also in three modes of material nature: sattva-guna, raja-guna, tamo-guna. This I want to tell, so I forgot to tell. See, if you are giving charity, the charity to a wrong person. There is a Bhagavad Gita slokas later on, you can see in 17th chapter, very beautifully explained that. So, charity in three modes. So, in mode of ignorance, let us say, first one is, it is to a wrong person in a wrong time and when he is not in needed. It is not, neither it is beneficial for the person nor it is beneficial for the donor. Is it clear? That is called ignorance charity. Can you think of such kind of charity? Deshakala Patra. So person is supposed to be qualified and time when he is needed, is really in need of that thing, what you are giving. And then it should be both beneficial to both of them. Should I tell you? And this ignorance charity is like somebody sitting next to the wine shop. And a person goes and a person drunk fully is coming out from the pub or that bar. So when he's sitting outside, okay, take it. That is a wrong thing, isn't it? A wrong person. He is not eligible to take that. That is also qualification is not there. The third thing is he is in a wrong time. Sometime in the night time. That is ignorance time. So that's the reason. So this is called ignorance. Second is mode of passion charity. It is a right person, right charity when he's in need. So he'll be giving the charity. But third is expecting something from that. Just like I'll give this very famous example. It has happened practically. See, one time, one person had donated fans to our headquarters temple. He said, Swamiji, you have to write my name on all the blades of the fan, 3 blades. I said, okay, that's fine, since you are desiring that. They have written the. But when everyone comes, another condition is when everyone comes, please don't switch on the fan. He said, why? Because my name will not be visible. Isn't it? So like that. Did you get that? You got the point? Or should I tell in Telugu? తను ఫ్యాన్స్ ఇచ్చాడు. ప్రతి బ్లేడ్ పైన తన పేరు రాయమన్నాడు. ఓకే అన్న తర్వాత రాసిన తర్వాత ఎప్పుడైతే అందరూ వచ్చి కూర్చుంటారో అప్పుడు ఆన్ చేయకండి, ఎందుకంటే పేరు కనిపించదు అని అన్నాడు. దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ ప్యాషన్. Or if something they give, they expect so much, they need to mention that their name. పేపర్లో పెద్దగా వేయడం, లేదంటే ఆ బోర్డు పైన రీసెంట్గా మీకు డోనర్స్ లిస్ట్ మీరు చూసారు అక్కడ? ఆ బోర్డు చూసారా మాది? అది పెట్టాము ఎందుకంటే బికాస్ ఆఫ్ హై ప్రెషర్. దానిపైన పెట్టిన తర్వాత ఎవరైనా మిస్ అయ్యారంటే హౌ కమ్ మై నేమ్ ఈస్ నాట్ దేర్, ఐ గేవ్ సో మచ్, దట్ విల్ బి దేర్. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్. సో దిస్ ఈస్ yes, a right thing, so they have given to a right person, so at a right time, everything is fine. But here one problem is expecting something. Okay. Third is to a right person for a right time, so not expecting anything. This is mode of sattva. So giving charity, this is, I can say so many charities are there, charitable trusts are there. But another charity is transcendental charity. What is that? Transcendental charity, which means beyond these 3 modes. That means if you give 1 rupee also, it is like unlimited value you are going to get back. That is, either you give it to Krishna, go and drop it in the hundi of Balaji, Tirumala, feed any Vaishnava, qualified Brahmana. These are transcendental charities. You are going to get unlimited blessings or devotion of the Lord. This is transcendental charity. Right? So that has to be done. So you distribute Bhagavad Gita to everyone. That is transcendental charity. Or donate land to the temple. Donate anything to the temple. That is transcendental charity. Is that clear? These things we need to learn. Or else, now I'll ask the question. If somebody comes to you, a beggar, who is smoking, you have seen him while smoking. He comes and asks you, so give me some charity. These days many places you'll find. Just go and stop the car. Immediately there will be, 2-3 people will be around you. What do you do? No, when you stop the car, automatically people will be coming to you. What do? Will you give? Or while traveling in the train or bus, anywhere, when you find such people, what do you do now? after hearing this. I didn't tell you before that. One point. Whatever you give, a person, how he is going to utilize that karma, you are going to get it. అర్థమైందా? ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఏదైతే ఇస్తున్నారో ఆ వ్యక్తి ఏ రకంగా ఉపయోగిస్తున్నాడో దాన్ని బట్టి వాళ్ళు చేసే పాపం పుణ్యం ఏదైతుందో అది మీకు వచ్చేస్తుంది. నౌ యూ టెల్ మీ, వాట్ డు యూ డూ? So would you like to give or stop it? Huh? What is the answer? Yes or no? You're in dilemma whether to give or not. You think? Huh? Okay. See, one thing you remember. See, generally, ISKCON devotees also, they won't give any charity like that. Money wise, we don't give. So we'll keep some prasadam along with us. Prasadam purifies them, their heart. So as well, they'll be getting food also. Isn't it? So one person came to me when I stopped the car, so in the main road. He was asking, you just give me 20 rupees. I'm going to eat idli. I'm really dying with hunger, he said. I said, you just show me anywhere nearby idli shop. I'll pay for it. Not a problem. But this way I could smell, the wine smell. But what is where is the guarantee? Again, he's not going to get one more packet. Then this person he was so doing all this, then I said no. I gave him some prashadam. So like that. Sometimes people are so fools, and those who are sitting here, they just don't want, they are so stubborn, they don't want to take prashadam also. They want only money. We'll say goodbye. One time, there was a leper who was sitting next to the temple. Then, this person, so one of our devotees, very nice prashadam they gave. Halwa prashadam they gave. So, then what did he said? He threw that prashadam outside. So he didn't even want money also. He belongs to some other religion. He said, I'm not going to eat this food. You are suffering from leprosy because of bad karma. On top of it, you don't have food. But still, when somebody is supplying it, so consider it as a food. This is completely foolishness. And that is such a bad karma, you can say, such a ignorance. So that's the reason we need to understand these things very clearly. So karma, can we change our karma or not? Finally. Is it possible or not? Okay, now S means like if you are a degree student, in between if you want to write if somebody is appearing for IAS, you are the one? Somebody was sitting, you? Okay. So, trying to apply, preparing for IAS. So, are you going to get it? Depends upon? Okay, if it does, let us say, you have worked 20 hours.
No, sir, not like that. And the concept which he was understanding and the training, it depends on it.
Okay. I'll give you another example. Please try to remember this. So it is said, let us say there is a gap between 10-20 meters gap is there. Somebody said, if you think that you can jump from here to there, is it possible or not? That is, everything is positive thinking. You should think positively and you can jump. Is it possible or not? Yes or no? What is it? Backside, nobody is saying anything. Yes or no? Huh? So try to remember this. What do you say? Okay, now it depends. Let us say 20 meters means how much? 20 meters or that is 40 meters. Increase the distance.
We had a lesson of Krishna, we can take the chopper or
Okay.
on the day we said about the example.
Okay. So shall I tell you? Are you ready? First thing, see, simply by thinking, nothing is going to happen. So last time I think the girl, whether she has come today or you know. So see, simply by willpower, increase the willpower, you can make it. Everything. Is it possible by increasing your willpower? Let us say one person is having a loose motions. If he thinks, no, I have so much willpower, I am not going to go to toilet. So is it possible? Somebody is having severe cough, this corona. So if he thinks, no, I have so much of willpower, I should stop this corona, what do you call, willpower, coughing. Is it possible? And what do we need to have willpower for? We need to have a willpower for taking medicine, not for simply having like this. We need to use like that. Right? So it's very important to know all these things. And even whatever the abilities are there within a person, either physically or mentally, these are all comes by karma. Is it clear? Somebody may be able to get IITC, somebody may be able to lift heavy lifts, somebody may have a body like sometimes shock-proofing body. One person wanted to commit suicide. He went and got some, within the house, some electric, board. Nothing has happened. He went to the, this outside street lights. That is also nothing has happened. He said, no, this is nothing is happening. He went directly to the transformer. So he caught that. Still he didn't die. That means he had that body of proof, electric proof. So shock proof. So that means he must have done some good karma in his last life. That's the reason he got that body. So does it mean that it is going to apply to everyone? I have seen long back one video. One person was climbing like a monkey. He could climb up without having any support, having no steps, something like that in Karnataka. He did that. Just like going up and down. So somehow he made it. Such a high, port, old port. How could we? So it depends upon all these things. Our skills are based on the karma. So nobody is equal. Is it clear? Okay. So today's topic is also very interesting. As we discussed before, the qualities of God. As initially we have discussed God's existence. Next we have discussed search for happiness. So we don't have happiness in this world, and we need to search for finally how to get the happiness we have discussed. And there is search for the soul. When we find the soul, automatically we get the happiness. And third is, so we have the soul is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. Then we have discussed the qualities of the Supreme Lord. Again, we have discussed the karma, how this karma is binding us within this material world. Today, we are going to discuss how we can apply these practical applications of Bhagavad Gita. These things, can you see? Practical application of Bhagavad Gita. So today, very interesting subject also. The science of yoga, the topmost yoga system. So as soon as you think of yoga, what do you remember? Immediately, matted hair yoga person sitting in a meditation pose and emaciated skin, and you could see the skeleton clearly. So this kind of picture comes into your mind. But what exactly yoga means? So it is said in the Patanjali Yoga Sutras very nicely. So we need, first of all, before we understand what is yoga, we will try to understand what is not yoga. right? What is not yoga? It is not bodily exercise. Second is, it is not sharpening the body. Third is, it is not meant for some simply mystic powers, right? These three are not what is yoga. And then what actually yoga is? Yoga means, the root word comes from yuj, means linking. Yuj means link. With whom? With what? That is called yoga. Union in love between the individual consciousness and supreme consciousness. That is between soul and God. This is called yoga. If this is not coming to, if anybody is practicing yoga, if they are not coming to this point and they are not understood, they have not understood yoga. Right? So what is actually yoga is, again, yogi is a person whose life and activities are oriented towards re-establishing his relationship with God. Is that clear? So the soul, the relationship is between the soul and the Supreme Lord. We have forgotten and we have been roaming within this material world. We need to re-establish that relationship. That is yogi's job. So everything is material things. He keeps away from that. He'll try to stay away from the material nature or matter. Anything which is going to bind him, and he'll try to get connected with Supreme Lord. And different types of yogas. Bhagavad Gita describes there are 4 kinds of yogas. First one is Karma Yoga. Second one is Jnana Yoga. Third, Dhyana Yoga. Fourth is Bhakti Yoga. Karma Yoga means you do karma as per the scriptures. Not that anything you do, it becomes Karma Yoga. I'll tell you one example. Once when I was in Secunderabad temple, so at that time, I went to distribute Bhagavad Gitas in High Court. So at that time, one judge had come out. That was a lunch break. So he had come out, and so I showed him, "Sir, this is the Bhagavad Gita, please purchase this." And he said, "Swamiji, what is the need of reading Bhagavad Gita?" He said, "You just have to do your duty, that's it." That's what Bhagavad Gita is teaching. And what do you think? Just by doing one's duty, is this sufficient? What Bhagavad Gita is teaching then? Just do it. As we have discussed in the karma topic. Just do it. Shall I tell you? Just, one should not, just do it. I said, "Sir, so we should not, one should not do speculative karma. In the sense, just like whomever you are giving judgment, that is, some criminal comes to you. He has done something, you have given some punishment to him. And somebody has come, some other person, you have given some reward to him. And on what basis you are giving this judgment? On what basis? On what basis? Lawyers or judges, on what basis they give? Huh? No. Huh? Acts, law book, based on the law book, isn't it? He cannot say that I'm going to give as for me, this person should be hanged. How can he say that? So there is no speculation over there, because he has to quote from the law book, isn't it? Similarly, if somebody says that I have formed a club, let us say, some Kakinada club, let us assume. And within the club, if they think that, see, in our club, or we made one law book. That law book is, anybody can kill anybody. Is it okay? There is no harm in it, and they are not going to get punished. Is it okay? And who is going to consider all these things? That law book, whatever they are making it, it has to match with state law. Is it clear? Similarly, whatever we do in this world, it has to match with Bhagavad Gita or Vedic literatures. If it is not matching, then we are subjected to punishment. So this is karma, means we are supposed to do our karmas as per the scriptures, not by speculation. Is it clear? And when karma, somebody does very good karma, automatically a person gets renunciation, a jnana, a knowledge. And knowledge means automatically he gives up all material things and takes up, Supreme Lord, dhyana. He tries to find out some absolute truth. He wants to reach that absolute truth. That is dhyana. He meditates upon that. This is a progress. It's like a ladder. And when he does that dhyana, on whom he's supposed to. So, how many of you have been to some this dhyana organizations, meditation centers, any dhyana camps, something like that? None of you? Where do you go? All of you, except SRM temple, you won't go anywhere else or what? Huh? ISKCON temple, very good. So, keep going to ISKCON temple. Good. So, very sincere. Yes, dhyana, when I was in Hyderabad, so I was before coming to ISKCON temple, I used to attend different kinds of this dhyana. I used to go to one mata, I don't want to tell that mata name. There, he was telling that you can meditate upon some pencil box, pen on some flower, something like that. Anything, on any object you can meditate. Meditation means it is not on that. We are supposed to meditate upon the Supreme Lord, Vishnu. Tad Vishnoho paramam padam sada pashyant suryaha. So we are supposed to meditate upon Vishnu's Lord said. Actually, one time we have attended one meeting. It's not a meeting, so we've displayed our books. There was some huge crowd is going to come. There was one lady known as Amma. I don't know whether we are aware of her. Little famous at the other side, on Hyderabad other side. It's not famous. She is well known for her divine hug. So then, she's a little old lady only. And they started with their program. A few foreigners were there, they were speaking English. They started explaining. Now we're going to start our program, starting with meditation. How they have started. So now, you all should meditate upon Amma's lotus feet, they said. And then, they said, you are supposed to meditate again. You just go up, meditate upon legs, on the waist of the Amma, and chest of the Amma, and face of the Amma. Like that, they kept on telling. Basically, this is completely meant for Vishnu. They removed Vishnu and they kept Amma there. And even for hearing also so ugly. It's so hard to hear that. So placing like that, that's the reason it is completely stupidity. So such kind of meditations, isn't it? So we need to meditate upon the Supreme Lord, dhyana, and after that dhyana, the person realizes super soul within the heart, Paramatma within the heart, and after seeing the Paramatma, then he is supposed to serve him. That is called bhakti. So this is like a ladder. It's not that independent paths. This is one path, but different ladders. Is that clear? Are you getting it or not? Are you with me? Yes. So this is a famous. In yoga there are 8 limbs. Can somebody say? Does anybody knows this? One time I was yoga day on the World's Yoga Day. I was invited in Ashram Public School. So I said this same 8 limbs, there were 8 limbs are there. This is called Ashtanga Yoga. How many? 8 limbs. When I said this 8 limbs, just once I said, immediately one girl got up and said all the 8 limbs at once. I was really happy. That means they were paying so much of, so attentive, and so rapt attention they were paying. Then that is called meditation, that is called dhyana. Right? Now, even our students are also making so many asanas here. I could see. Yes. What are those limbs? Let us see. First one is, what is that? Yama, controlling the senses. Right? So this means second one is niyama, following the rules and regulations. Third is asana. Fourth is pranayama. First is do's and second is don'ts, niyama. So they'll forget all these things. They do anything and everything. They come to asana, isn't it? It's not that. These are things to be done. So there is a Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, completely explains about this Dhyana Yoga. The name of the chapter itself, Dhyana Yoga, isn't it? If you want to know more about this, you can refer to that. I'm just giving you the brief explanation. So Yama, controlling the senses, Niyama, and then Asana. Asana also how one should sit down. So Nati Uchitam, Nadricham, Chailajina Shotram, they're supposed to lay down kusha grass. On top of it, they are supposed to lay one smooth cloth and then sit on that erect body with the erect position, straight, and supposed to look at the at the tip of the nose. So then meditate. So think about Vishnu, lotus feet. From the beginning, lotus feet, and gradually go up. If you, again, one should not close their eyes completely or open their eyes completely. So because if you close, you'll go to sleep. When I was in the meditation hall, some snoring sounds are coming because they was sleeping because they completely closed their eyes. So they are into samadhi. So then, if you open, you will see everything. Your meditation will be open. That's the reason half closed, Ardha Nimilita Netra, it is called. And why sometimes, have you seen that meditation, some yogis, ancient days, they used to sit on, a deer skin or tiger skin, lion skin like that. Why do they sit? అర్థమైందా? ఒక్కోసారి మనం చూస్తుంటాం యోగులు వీళ్ళంతా కూడా అడవుల్లో టైగర్ స్కిన్ని లేదంటే పులి చర్మాన్ని లేదంటే వాడికల్ జింక చర్మాన్ని వీటన్నిటిని ఉపయోగిస్తూ దానిపైన కూర్చునేవాళ్ళు. అసలు దీని ఫస్ట్ కుషాగ్రాస్ వేసి దానిపైన టైగర్ స్కిన్ వేసి దానిపైన సాఫ్ట్ క్లాత్ వేయడం జరుగుతుంది. వై? Do you want to know? Because in the forest, there will be so many snakes or any other such kind of poisonous insects. When they see this, automatically they will not crawl upon that. They won't come closer to him. That's the reason they used to sit on that. So even asana, why do they do this asana? Asana is because meditation they're supposed to meditate for so long. Means what is this at the end of the session we are going to discuss. This is meant for meditation is meant for Satyuga. And those days, for what is the lifespan of Satyuga? Think about it. I'm going to ask once again. And to sit for longer period, you need to have a proper, your body should be flexible. Anywhere you bend, you should be able to bend. That's the reason asana is required. So that you should be able to sit like that. Otherwise, when you sit like that, automatically your meditation, so you can focus on one subject or one object. And fourth one is pranayama. After sitting in that position, proper position, where asana in the sense where you don't have to worry about the pain, no pain should come in your body. That is called proper asana. That is called sukhasana. Right? So then pranayama. So breathing control. So before controlling our breath, we are supposed to control our body and then breath. So breath is, why are we supposed to control our breath? Why do we need to control our breath? Those days, since they are supposed to practice for so long, as I said, pranayama they are supposed to, because inhaling and exhaling. So that they used to block the air within their lungs or throat. This is called kumbhaka rechka. They say why? Because they used to stop the air completely, prana. You know what happens by that? They can expand their lifespan. You know that? They can expand their lifespan. That is the reason yogis used to live for a longer period. I heard that recently, I was hearing. So, what is our Guruji? What is his name? Yoga Guru? Ramdev Baba. He was challenging it since he's going to show to the public, he's going to live for 200 years at least. How many years? 200 years. So, like that, people are yogis, they can live for so long. Why? Because they can control the will. See, death is not going to come, it's not depend upon age. You know? Because death is not going to come based on the age. Sometimes young children are dying, sometimes middle-aged people are dying, sometimes old people are dying. Isn't it? It's not that everyone is going to go till last old age. Is it clear? So death comes based. So when we have each and every person, they will have a particular number of breaths. Let us say, based on my karma, I am supposed to have 2 lakhs breaths my entire life. So once these 2 lakhs breaths are over, then my life is over. I leave my body. Is it clear? Similarly for everyone. So that's the reason some people, they believe in their body like that. That is the reason. So this pranayama helps a person to prolong their life, so that they can spend more time and meditate upon Supreme Lord. They can purify their heart. So that's how this pranayama is mentioned. Otherwise, so it is not. And sometimes we see people think that let us run, do some running, so that we can become strong and we can live long. Do you think it is possible? No. You know Bruce Lee, how many years he has lived? 30 years. Jackie Chan, 35 or 40 years. 45, that's it. Even, what is this fellow dancer? Michael Jackson. How many years? 33. Very short life. Because how much you move your body, that much you will be exhaling. Isn't it? So then automatically, so you lose your breath, number. Then you leave your body. That's the reason it is recommended for your good health. Walking and Surya Namaskars and this pranayam, these things will help you. Yes, we'll go to the next one. Yes, other one is pratyahara. Fifth one is controlling the senses from sense enjoyment. Right? Withdrawing the senses. Then dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. So, who is going to tell all the 8? Yama, niyama, asana, pranayama. Everyone. Okay. Next. Pratyahara, dhyana, this point you'll miss. Dhyana, dharana, yes, dharana, samadhi. Good. Who's going to tell all the 8? Now you are working together, teamwork. Yeah, you all can try to remember this at the end you can tell. Okay? Yama, niyama, asana. No, let you come back again. Hmm. 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 Haribol, give him a big hand. Okay. So now, what is this pratyahara means? Controlling the senses means there is some kind of food we are supposed to take, or neither we should eat too much or to eat less. Neither we should sleep more or sleep less. No sleep. Even for sleep also. What is the minimum sleep? How many hours you sleep generally? 7 hours, 8 hours. Okay. Basically, it is said as per the Ayurveda, at least 6 hours are required for minimum sleep. It's required for everyone minimum. That doesn't mean that you have to sleep for so long. That is also it is mentioned. For example, up to 12 o'clock, the sleep it is considered good sleep. Even if you sleep for 1 hour, it is considered to be 3 hours sleep. After 12 o'clock in the night, even if you sleep for 3 hours, it is considered to be 1 hour. Are you getting it? These days, like pishachas, they'll be awakened during the night and they'll be sleeping the daytime. So that's not the process. That's completely against. That's the reason. See, in the Western, so some jails actually they are adopting this process. There'll be dark and dense room, 6 by 6 room, and if they won't keep any clock over there. They'll be given breakfast midnight, 12 o'clock. They'll be given lunch, 4 o'clock. What time they're giving, so what, nobody knows. I mean, he doesn't know, the criminal doesn't know. And timings are completely changed. He'll go completely crazy. What time to sleep, what time to eat the breakfast, lunch, dinner, and he'll go crazy. He will tell, I will tell you whatever the truth you want. Please don't torture me in this way. And they were telling the truth. Otherwise, even if you beat them left and right, they're not going to say anything. So that is the reason. So the timings are very important for sleeping and so daytime. So working, all these things. We need to balance. So eating, etc., sleeping, eating, mating, defending. All these things are, so we need to balance. Otherwise, the health really gets spoiled. These days, so people are also becoming health consciousness. So in that, even the intelligence has to be function. So sleep has to be proper. Otherwise, let us say, if you have not slept for entire night, you studied, you went for exam, and what do? You sleep on the table, isn't it? It happened so many times, I heard. So in this way, you need to take care of this sleep also. And pratyahara, dharana means concentration. So it is said that 11 to 11, how much? 11 into 11 seconds. How much? 11 to 11? 121. That is called, if you can concentrate, focus on your attention on one object for 121 seconds, that is called the dharana. Is it clear? Without any deviation. Second, dhyana. 11 into 11 into 11. How much? 181. 1331. Okay. That is the, if you can meditate so much time, that means how many minutes? This is seconds we have discussed. Seconds we have discussed, 11 to 11, this is we have discussed, 121 is seconds. Similarly, 1331 also seconds, but when you convert it into minutes, how many minutes it comes? No, not seconds. We are discussing seconds on 1331 is seconds. If you convert into minutes, 22 minutes. Okay. Then 11 into 11 to 11 into 11. That is called samadhi. So completely absorbing in without getting any deviation, that is called samadhi. Completely absorption. You know, absorption means even the material sense also, forget about spiritual sense. Absorption is required. Let us say, you know, the Stalin. Who is Stalin? Who is Stalin? Since you are a science students, you don't know Stalin. He's a communist. He was torturing people like anything. He just want to hear people dying and getting tortured. He just want to hear like that. And killing, that is the only thing he wanted to hear. And one time he had to undergo one surgery. So in that surgery, doctor said, "Sir, you are supposed to, we are going to give you some anesthesia. Please bear this, little pain." Then he said, who's asking you to give anesthesia? Directly you can operate me. He said, my God, this fellow is crazy. But he was so absorbed entire surgery, so he never complained any pain. You know why? Because he was completely absorbed in that killing people. That absorption, I'm not saying that you should take that example, that's a bad example, but take some good example, right? One time there was a friend, he's supposed to be hanged because of some wrong thing. A king said, since you are my friend, I'll give you some small punishment. I'm supposed to kill you, but I'll give you some exemption. What is that exemption? So there is two tall buildings are there. So in between there is long gap is there, and there is a tight rope. I will tie it. So if you are able to, if you can cross that, if you go to another building, then you are survived. Otherwise, you will die. So then when he said that, he never practiced that walking on the tight rope before. Then he said, okay, let me try. So he tried. He started walking on that. Then somehow he could make it. He went another side, went on the other way. When he came down, he asked him, how could you make it so perfectly? Then he said, when I started from here, my meditation was only one thing. That point, from this point to that point. In between, nothing I've seen, down. Completely I have absorbed. That's how I could make it, I said. When you have such absorption, certainly you can make, even the material also things can change, right? That requires, even your subjects, reading the subjects, or if you want to achieve something, you can, whatever the changes within your karma's radius, you can expand that. So, you can try for that, right? So, you got the point, all this now. So, about complete Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga, as mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, go to a secluded and sacred place. Means it cannot be performed everywhere, anywhere. It cannot be performed in within the cities. It's sound pollution, air pollution, mind pollution, every pollution. So many distractions are there within the places. You cannot perform all these things. It has to. That's the reason yogis where they used to go? Himalayas, isn't it? How many of you been to Himalayas? Badrikashram, Kedarnath, Badrinath. Right? You have seen? Very good too. Once if you go there, you feel that. So it's only once it should be visited, not all the time. It is so terrific place. You know, it's very hard to find flat lands. All the valleys, and those valleys are how deep? 10,000 feet. 7,000 feet. You know, Kedarnath, we went by walk, 22 kilometers height. It's quite so painful. And go to sacred places. Where Vyasa Maharshi written Srimad Bhagavatam, Mahabharata, that place is there. So that is Vyasa Guha. So that place is so beautiful near bank of the Saraswati river. So such kind of places one should, meditate, so that there won't be any kind of disturbances. Lead a life of complete celibacy. It's not that anybody can make it. So they have to practice brahmacharya. Lay kusha grass on the ground and cover it with a deer skin, neither too low, high nor too low, as we discussed. Sit alone in a rigid posture which cannot be changed. How many of us are willing to give this yoga system a try? Are you ready? Yes. Yeah, make it, sir. So you should not move without, till we complete the class, at least for a half an hour. If I say, how many of you are ready? Already you have done more than 100 postures. And got up and walking here and there, so moving here and there. So these are the asanas, basically, isn't it? It is not meant for this yoga. And try. Next class you can try. Let me see. Even now also you can try. 5,000 years ago, when conditions were much better, much favorable, so when Krishna said these things to Arjuna, taught him, Arjuna said, it is not possible for me. What is the caliber of Arjuna? He could pierce the eye of fish, which is so complicated. He could travel to the heavenly planet, and he could, use the weapon, practice the archery within the darkness. Such kind of a caliber person. He is saying that it is not possible for me, and we are the Kali Yuga creatures, and we are thinking that we don't have so much of memory power, so much of skill, caliber. We think that it is possible for us. How foolish it is. So it is highly impossible in this age. For the mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate, and very strong, O Krishna, and to subdue it, I think, is more difficult than controlling the wind. And Arjuna can control the wind. Is it possible for anybody to control the wind? So, and he could do that, but he is saying that it's very difficult to control the mind. So different. Kridaya dhyayato Vishnum retayam jayito bhakaihi dvaparadi parcharyam kalautadhari kirtanam. So that's the reason, this is the sloka from Srimad Bhagavatam, Kridaya dhyayato Vishnum. So in Kruta Yuga, this meditation is meant for, Kruta Yuga means, which Yuga? Satya Yuga. So what is the lifespan? Can you guess what could be the lifespan? Anybody can say any number, let us say. Just guess. Anyway, I'm going to tell it then. 20 lakhs. 30 lakhs. Should I tell you? 1 lakh. But something, you come to lakhs, that's important. But many times what happens, whenever I asked this question, they say 1,000, 100, 200. So it is 1 lakh here. That is a big lifespan, isn't it? So in that, if you spend 10% or 20% of your life for meditation. That means how many years? 10 to 20% means 10 to 20,000 years. So many years you are supposed to meditate. That's the reason you are supposed to be flexible, your body is, pranayama, all these things are required. Then you will realize self-realization comes at that time. So there is a super soul. So I am the jiva, I am part and parcel of him, I am supposed to serve him. That's the realization one gets. Right? So, and that is not possible even Treta Yuga. Treta Yuga, what is that Yuga Dharma? Yuga Dharma is so performing expensive sacrifices. Like when Lord Ramchandra at that time, so who's his father name? What is his father's name? Lord Ramchandra's father's name? Who's the father of Lord Ramchandra? Dasharatha Maharaj. Right? So when Dasharatha wanted to get some son, perform something, anything that in that yuga, if you want to get some material benefits also, what are they supposed to do? Perform sacrifice. Putra Kamesh Yajna, he did it. He got it. So yajna, by performing yajna. And that is also not possible in Dwapara Yuga. So in Satya Yuga, lifespan is 1 lakh. In Treta Yuga, lifespan is 10,000 years. And in Dwapara Yuga, lifespan is, can you guess now? It has come down like this, same proportion. Can you, huh? Yes. No. Yes, actually 5,000 years. Treta Yuga, Satya Yuga, it is 1 lakh. This is 10,000. I heard this is 10,000 actually. This is 1,000, Dwapara Yuga. It comes like that proportion, 10% like that, diminishes. And in Kali Yuga, 100 years. 100, 1,000, 10,000, 1 lakh. This is how it goes. So, Dwapara Yuga, that is, even at that time also it is not possible. Performing yajnas. You know why? So, Dwapara Yuga, when Yudhishthira Maharaj wanted to perform this sacrifice, what was the sacrifice? Which yajna he performed? Rajasuya yajna. So Rajasuya yajna when he performed, and somehow the amount it was not sufficient. Means anybody who performs yajna at that time, what do they require? First thing is ingredients, cow ghee, all the ingredients, and also brahmanas to chant. More importantly, brahmanas to chant properly the mantras. So pronunciation goes here and there, they are going to get the negative effect. So that's the reason they require proper authentic brahmanas, first thing. And second thing is, they are supposed to give donation after the sacrifice. In those days, lakhs of cows they used to give on donation. And not just cows, they are bedecked with golden caps for their horns, humps, this, what do you call, hooves. They used to, all these caps. So, but they used to, some adorn with, decorate with silk cloth, all those things, all the lakhs of cows. Is it possible now? It is not possible. They themselves don't have gold within their home. That is on loan, they'll be getting it. In such cases, how it is possible this? Even in Dwapara Yuga, there is one more thing is an elaborate temple worship they used to do. That's how they used to realize God. So elaborate temple worship means how they used to do it. Like if you want to offer Naivedya to the Lord, they are supposed to do it within the gold pot, gold plate. And once after using that, they are not supposed to use it again. That means in ISKCON standard, we offer 6 times to the Lord. That means 6 times we should not use the same one, we should throw it. Is it possible? Even for Balaji also it is not possible. Isn't it? And not only that, Pujari, if he goes to the bathroom for taking bath, he's supposed to chant few mantras. If he applies all those mantras, he is not going to come out from the bathroom now. So many mantras are there. It is so difficult. That's the reason Archana Paddhati, whatever we are doing, it is basic Archana Paddhati we are doing there. It's not so elaborate worship, right? And that's in Kalau Tad Hare Kirtanam. In Kali Yuga, we chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Anybody can chant it. Even those previous processes, it is not meant for everyone. Dhyana, can anybody do that? Can a child do that? Can an old man do that? So it is not possible for everyone. Can everybody go to the forest and do that? No. And sacrifice, such an expensive sacrifice, a poor man can do that? No. Similarly, Archana cannot be done by everyone. Similarly, chanting can be done by everyone. So, irrespective of caste, creed, nationality, and whether young or old, so at the time of death or any time can be done, right? By doing this, so a person can get liberation. While or before leaving the body or while leaving the body, we are supposed to chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Let us chant once again. Hare Krishna. Say loudly. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. This is the Kali Yuga mantra. You should chant this. And before that, so we should also learn the qualifications of a bona fide guru. And these days you find so many gurus. And on the just by having a long beard or growing a matted hair cannot become a guru. What are the qualifications as per the scriptures? So we need to look into that. So can somebody read quickly?
The qualifications of the bona fide spiritual master, well versed with the science of Krishna. He is considered with the
Is connected.
He is connected with the parampara. Message without addition, subtraction, and
Concoction, yes.
Has realized the conclusion of scriptures by deliberation.
Yes.
Fixed in devotional services to the Supreme.
Yes.
Has controlled his senses. He is an acharya following Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra.
Okay. Is it clear? You try to look into that. So each one I'll try to explain briefly. Well versed with the science of Krishna. So means he's supposed to know complete tattva of Krishna or Vishnu. So science of Krishna tattva, the Supreme Lord, about the Supreme Lord, I can say. Second is connected with the parampara. Sometimes first point is why it is said. Sometimes people they misunderstand between the Devatas and the Supreme Lord. Are you getting it? That's the reason one should understand the position of the Supreme Lord. Then that's the reason it is mentioned one should be well versed with the science of Krishna. Ei Krishna Tattvata Sai Guru Hai. He is connected with the Supreme Parampara. There is a disciplic succession. So Guru Parampara. First one is Krishna gave the knowledge to Brahma, Brahma to Narada, Narada to Vyasa, Vyasa to. So that Parampara is there. Manu, Vibhaswan, like that comes. Evam Parampara Prapna, Evam Rajarshayo Viduhu. So Krishna says in Bhagavatam 4.2. So this Parampara means Guru Parampara. It comes. So one Guru gives to his disciple. Same without addition, subtraction, and concoction. No speculations. As it is. Bhagavad Gita as it is. Bhagavatam as it is. So, as for my understanding, I'll do like this. This means this. No speculation. So, that is called Guru Parampara. Just like Bhagavad Gita has, like Sanskrit is such a language, you can interpret 100 meanings. Just like there is but it has to be taken, it can be understood only by acharyas, those who are in this parampara. There are, for example, there is Saindava means two, let us say two meanings. One is salt, other one is horse. So a person is sitting on the near the dining table, sitting on the dining table. So he's about to eat the food. But if he says, "Get me Saindava," what do you get? Is it clear? He cannot bring the ahars into the dining room. Is it clear? This is contextual. One is textual meaning, other is contextual meaning. Textual means literal meaning. Take directly the meaning. Other one is contextual. And Gandhiji also wrote a book, Bhagavad Gita. He commented on Bhagavad Gita. And many people have commented Bhagavad Gita. So there are plenty of commentators are there. But they whatever the conception they want to put forward or convey to the people, they used to use the Bhagavad Gita. But that's not the right way. Gandhiji wanted to express his feelings or to spread ahimsa. He used Bhagavad Gita. No, Krishna said here ahimsa. But actually, in fact, when you see Bhagavad Gita, where did Bhagavad Gita spoken? Which place it was spoken? Kurukshetra. What is the place? Battlefield. Battle is about to begin, isn't it? Krishna is speaking to Arjuna within the battlefield, and he is saying that ahimsa. Is there a match? Completely mismatched. There's completely craziness. That is the reason. So one should know from the acharyas, not from some politicians or some rickshawala, some this kind of people. So it has to be heard from a parampara, bona fide authenticity, bona fide acharya parampara. Message without addition, as we have discussed, has realized the conclusion of scriptures by deliberation, right? And he should apply that. Fixed in devotional service to the Supreme, only to the Supreme, nobody else, isn't it? That means does it mean that he is going to disrespect everyone? No, he is going to respect everyone, but worship the Supreme Lord. Is it clear? Has controlled his senses. You know that in these days how many things are happening at different organizations. So claiming themselves as big gurus, matadhipatis, etc., but so not controlled their senses. Some of the organizations they say, in fact, they say that do whatever you want as you like, how your mind is thinking, enjoy like that. This is nonsense. So this is one should control one's senses. Then only he is considered as a guru. He is an acharya following guru, sadhu, and shastra. Means how do we consider a statement is authentic? That is, a guru means one who is coming from a guru parampara. Sadhu means previous acharya like Vyasa, Narada, such acharyas, and shastra, scriptures. When you see these three things, we are supposed to refer to these three, then we are considered that statement as true. Is it clear? By the mercy of Guru, one gets Krishna, and by the mercy of Krishna, one gets a Guru. When you are sincerely thinking that I want to get an authentic Guru, then Krishna, being a Chaitya Guru within the heart, he sends to him, okay, you go to this place, go to ISKCON, go to here, you will get authentic Guru. Or if you are not sincere at your heart, okay, go to this fellow who's smoking, you will get, you can also get that person. Like that, he will guide you like that. Importance of accepting this guidance from a spiritual master. Transparent via media of the Lord. Guru means he is not that he is God. He is transparent via media. That's it. He is just like a God. Is like a whatever Krishna wants, he is going to just explain to you. So become the devotee of the Lord. He says. He never says that you become devotee to me. I am the God. You just worship me. That is more than enough. He is not going to say that. Is it clear? That is called Guru. One time in the West, actually, some of them, they have claimed that Srila Prabhupada as God, Krishna himself. And immediately Prabhupada came to know these people are, saying that I am God, I am Krishna. They called him, 4 of them. So you are banned from the movement. Get lost, he said. So I am not God. So Krishna is God. Then when they begged forgiveness from him, then Prabhupada said, okay, now punishment is, one should go to China, one should go to Pakistan, one should, one should go to Russia. Like that he gave toughest places to preach, where they get killed, such kind of places. But they made it by the mercy of Acharya. So at one place, in some places, I'll tell next class some of the pastimes of Acharya and the devotees. Really beautiful how this movement has really established. Initial days, how much struggle they have undergone. And he is not Lord. Example, now the instructing. So this I'll tell you. And it's not that not only gurus should have qualification, and also disciples should have qualification. Right? So what are the qualification of disciple? Can somebody read this? Disciple means ready to be disciplined. Right? Not that Guru, do whatever you want. Guru says sometimes, so do whatever you want. So I'll give you some ash, give me some cash. That is their business. It's not that. So they should be ready to be disciplined. And example of farmer sowing a seed. And example of sowing seed in sense, if bhakti has to be sowed within the heart of a living entity, a disciple, and that heart should be softened, just like a farmer. If he wants to sow a seed within the land, soil, it has to be cultivated first of all. We have to make it so fertile, then it will grow. Similarly, that humility has to be developed within the heart of a disciple. Then that's the reason tadvidhi pranipatina pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. So this is a very famous sloka in Bhagavad Gita 4.34. So first you approach a bona fide guru. Then second thing is tadvidhi pranipat, surrender unto him. Whatever he says, just obey him. Pranipat sevaya, please him by serving him. Then so inquire. When Guru is pleased with these two things, then inquire from him humbly. So I want to know about absolute truth, about Supreme Lord. Then that is how one should approach. That's the reason Gurukula means, that is the difference between Gurukula education and nowadays education. Gurukula means they used to go to the Gurukula, surrender to Guru, serve him menial services. And then one time, one devotee asked a senior Pujari in Balaji temple, some Balaji temple. One ISKCON devotee went and asked, I want to, dress how you are dressing Lakshmi Devi here to our deity Srimati Radharani, sari. Dress her like that. Can you teach me? Then he said, you do one thing, for 20 years, go and wash the clothes, all the clothes of your Guru for 20 years. Then you come to me, I'll teach you. He said, you know why? Then he develops the humility. That is a parameter. Then he can learn. If you want to learn the music, go and serve the music teacher. Then the knowledge, quickly it comes to you. It manifests within your heart. Is it clear? If you want to learn any subject in such cases, then serve the Guru. That's important. Even if it is a material subject. What to talk about spiritual subject? Brahma Vidya. Right? Complete surrender. It's not that half of surrender. Whatever you like, you listen, and what you don't like, you don't listen to it. So it's not like that. And inquisitive to know the truth. Should be inquisitive. Humbly inquires from the service attitude. And similarly, Arjuna also surrendered. Till then, Krishna never spoke a single word. Till 2.7. Then, so when Arjuna surrendered, then he spoke. Arjuna said, Karpanidosha pahasa subhava prichami tvam dharma sammoda chetaha. Means, I am a little confused whether to fight or not. Please remove this doubt and guide me. Then Krishna started guiding him. This is the Guru Parampara. So you may say, if we don't have Krishna to guide us, how do we know if we are hearing from a right source? This is the Parampara. Many acharyas are there, but so Srila Prabhupada's Guru is you see from right to left, Acharya Prabhupada, and left side, Sri Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, like that. So you can see in our altar. So like that, Guru Parampara, you need to follow. So contribution of a bona fide Acharya is establishment of the true temples, which are colleges of higher education, where one is educated or trained to perfect one's lives. Otherwise, a blind following the blind. You have understood the picture? So, one time I'll tell you. So, Madhvacharya, how many of you know Madhvacharya? Heard the name of Madhvacharya? Right? Udupi Mata, Udupi Krishna. So, Madhvacharya is, later on I'll tell you all these Acharya stories, and the next sessions are going to come. So, like that. So, great Acharya is the directly incarnation of Vayu. So, then he was going on the way along with his disciples. So there was a snake. The snake was attacked by so many ants that it was rolling on the ground. So he asked, "My dear Gurudev, what happened to this snake? So why is it suffering so much?" Then Madhvacharya said, "Actually, this snake was in its last life. It was a guru, bogus guru, and all these ants are disciples. Last life they have cheated, so the guru has cheated those people. That's the reason now they are killing him. So in this lifetime, this is how. So even if they follow some bogus guru, they are going to, in this life they suffer as well next life. That's the reason. What is a real temple? Real temple means it's a holy place. What is a temple? A real temple means diagnosis of the disease. We have material body. It's like a spiritual hospital. When you go to a hospital, you need to know your disease first of all. Diagnose the disease. Then once after finding the disease, then what is our disease? We have this material body. Birth, death, old age and disease. All these problems. And cause of our disease is envy towards the Supreme Lord. We are envied, that's the reason we are here. So, desire to become controllers and enjoyers separately from the Supreme Lord Krishna. Line of treatment, Sarvadharma Parichaya, just surrender to me. And medicine is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Importance of association. These things has to be discussed within the temple. That is called temple. Otherwise, simply go to the temple these days, ring a bell and put one coin in the hundi, break a coconut and just offer some fruit, just come back and tell a gotra, entire family gotra, names of the family members. Pujari will take some amount, you come back. That is not the temple basically. Purpose of the temple is these are the things. Right? Once if you go to the temple, you should be able to realize all these things. Association. You're not this body, you're the soul. So you are part and parcel of the Supreme. So this is not our right place to stay. This is a material world. All the problems are there. We are supposed to go to Vaikuntha. All these things need to be explained. That is called real temple. That is the purpose of the temple. That is the reason ancient temples, they used to have huge halls. You know why? So that they can have these satsangas like this. They can learn subject. What does a guru teach us? Strictly follow the four regular principles, no compromise, and living a pure and simple life to satisfy Krishna. Right? So, what are the four regular principles? No meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, no gambling. Hare Krishna. What are those? No meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, no gambling. These are the four principles. So don't worry if you are not following right now. So, but at least try to understand this and try to follow them gradually. Right? So living pure life and simple life for Krishna. Charity, as we have discussed. So you try to understand this. Giving the wrong thing, a wrong person in a wrong place at a wrong time. This is charity in the mode of ignorance. Charity in the mode of passion, giving the right thing to the right person, the right place at the right time with the wrong motive. Charity in the mode of goodness, giving the right thing, a right person, a right place, at the right time with the right motive. What is the transcendental charity? A charity by which we give Krishna to others. Right? Tell about Krishna. Sir, Switcher, please chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This is transcendental charity. Okay? Please take this Bhagavad Gita or read Bhagavad Gita. So this is transcendental charity. Or go to ISKCON temple. This is transcendental charity. Is it clear? How many of you are willing to do this transcendental charity? How many of you are ఎంతమంది మీరు ఈ ట్రాన్సెండెంటల్ చారిటీని చేయాలనుకుంటున్నారు? Raise the hands. Yes. Very good. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Pranair Arthair Dhyavacha means there are three things. Prana means complete dedication to the temple. Means preaching, become a preacher. If not this, Arthair, at least whatever you are earning, that give it some part of it, give it to the temple. If not this, Dhya, if somebody has the intelligence, okay, let me read the books, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, try to understand them, apply in my life, and preach these things to others. And Vacha, speaking, something at least, as I said that, speak something about Krishna, whomever you meet, right? This is 4 ways. Is it difficulty? Is there any difficulty in sharing these things? So many hours you'll be spending in WhatsApp, Facebooks, so many, social medias. Why not this? You share that to your friends. Share a picture of Krishna to others. Share this Hare Krishna Mantra others. Is it difficulty? Is there any difficulty? What's your good name? Your name. No, this girl's name. Your name. Yeah. No, her name. Your name. Yeshwan. You are the one last time you asked the questions, isn't it? Yes. She asked the good questions last time, but you ask the question next week. Okay? So don't escape again. Okay. Okay. So this is how to transform. So we have come to an end. So now you all should remember very nicely. It's very important things are going to come. How to transform our home to a temple. How many of you are doing regularly puja at home? Give me 2 minutes. I just want to speak to you. Just give me 2 minutes. I want to ask you nice questions. Okay. So now tell us. So first of all, before we invite the Lord to within our hearts, within our home, we are supposed to invite the Lord into our heart. See, how many of you are doing some puja at home on regular basis? Doing something, at home. Just doing something, taking some agarbatti and doing something. Very good. Yeah, you have to make a habit of this. You can do simple thing. It's not that you don't have to elaborate worship. Simple, Keep a picture. You don't have to keep the deities, the Graham Patas and color. Keep a picture of Krishna or Vishnu, whichever Rama, Varaha, so whatever form you like, especially within Vishnu form. So you can do that. And Guru Parampara, so Acharya should be there because we worship through Acharya. And regularly just clean the photos on a regular basis, clean the place, keep the place clean. And one incense, agarbatti. Secondly, some flowers you can offer. If possible, you can offer some lamp also. More than that, if you can offer some food, that should not contain any tamasic or rajasic food. It should be pure veg, even without onion curry. Then you can offer that. So gradually you will come to that stage. And before that, what you can do is, how do we worship that? Establish an altar, offering food. For example, offering water to Ganga. So nothing we are going to lose. Offering, everything is being given by Krishna to us. Just offer to him. He is not going to eat away everything. He is going to live. He is going to just glance and he will be purified by taking that prasad. So offering arati. So do the arati and inviting family to participate. A family that prays together, stays together. Otherwise, so these days you can see, it's very hard to, one son will be living in US, daughter will be living in UK, parents will be living here. I'll tell you an example, very sad stories heard. So son was really earning a very good amount in US. And mothers, the parents, they are staying in Mumbai. They have an entire floor of a huge apartment. Son was sending the money on a regular basis. So like that, few years somehow he could not come because of his busy schedule. So at his workplace. So one day he came to Mumbai to see his parents because he had some doubt because since 3 months no phone call, nothing's happening. Mumbai means any metropolitan cities, nobody talks to the other person, maximum. So they'll be having friends thousands of miles away, but they never talk to the next person. So like that, this person came and he was trying to open the door, but he was trying to press the bell. No door was not opening. Finally, he broke the door, he went inside, he could see only bones. Can you imagine? Already 3 months ago, this lady, the parents have died. No one has seen her. So this is the situation. So that's the reason, so when we pray together, so Krishna also makes us stay together. This is the real enjoyment of life. It's not just for earning money, it's not the enjoyment. So, example of throwing stones in this lake. I'll give this example. If you throw a stone in a lake, what happens? If you keep Krishna in the center, that example is, automatically it circles. It forms a circle. So waves. Similarly, if you keep Krishna in the center, automatically everything happens auspicious. Just like it is not that you are going to do something by making Krishna, bringing Krishna into your life. Rather, you are going to gain. How? For example, if you want to celebrate your birthday, you can invite everyone, like you can invite devotees, you can cut the cake, you can offer the prasadam, so everything can be done. So you can, there will be some, Bhagavatam classes and everything. At our, devotees community, headquarters, any big temples. So there will be thousands of rahasas will be there. Every day there will be some function. There will be some, birthday, some marriage, something will be there. Devotees regularly they will be having some feast. They are bored of feast basically. Like that. So Krishna centered. So come and dance, chant and dance and have a feast. What else they require? Also, what more they will do it? Orchestra. Instead of dancing there, why can't you come and dance here? Instead of feasting there, why can't you feast here? It's not that without anigali, without meat, you will not have, varieties. In fact, in our headquarters, Mayapur, 1,000 varieties they'll make for Janmashtami, Sri Krishna Janmashtami. So like that, sometimes, some places, 800,000 cases of cakes. So like for Janmashtami will make it. These varieties, there are plenty of varieties are there. You can't even imagine. So we are supposed to do little sadhana. What is sadhana? Sadhana is, these are activities. So it is very important now onwards. Try to do it, everyone. Japa, chanting the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is the Kali Yuga mantra. It's not at all difficult, it's very familiar, it's very easy to chant. Anywhere, anytime, anybody can chant. Is it clear? So every day, so please take a oath. How many? One round means? One round means how many beads it contains? One mala? 108. 108 means it represents 108 Upanishads, essence of 108 Upanishads, holy name. And another one is, it represents the great devotion of 108 gopikas. Right? So, this is the mala. So this is actually connecting the. So we are not supposed to touch with this finger. Hold the bead like this. It should come like this towards us. But so we don't hold this bead, connecting bead. We hold the first bead. So when we chant like this, so we'll chant mantra. Repeat after me. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhara, Sri Vasadi, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So on the same beat we are supposed to chant this mantra also, Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Second week onwards, once after complete mantra on this first week, you have to go for next week. Then there also, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Like this, same tempo one should go. So, shall we do a few beats, just for 7-8 beats, so that you will be able to. So now we start by Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu chant the shape like Radha Shivasa. Let us chant Hare Krishna mantra together. Okay? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. how are you feeling? Good or bad? You try to chant, I can 100% guarantee you, because I have gone through this experience. When you chant this, your mind will become first of all cool. You can focus. This is called real dhyana, the real dharana, real samadhi. So when you do this, automatically your purification starts happening in your mind. You start this. It takes to complete this mantra. It takes hardly 8 minutes initially. When you are progressing, within half an hour you can complete 4 rounds. Like that, our target is 16 rounds per day. Okay, so it takes 2 hours. So what we do, 4:30 we have Mangalarati here. The Lord will be having like a Subhavat Seva, and then we have from 5:50 to 7:50, 2 hours at a stretch. We complete our chanting in the morning. So this, if anybody wants to come here, you are most welcome. So you will be more than happy. If bus comes like this, it will be very good. So let us wish this is supposed to happen. And after completing here, supposed to turn back again from where you have stopped, from that point you are supposed to start. Right? How many of you are ready to do this? Okay. Take their names. Please give your names. Thank you for committing. So please give commitment. Later on, give your names to our program team. Please, somebody is taking care of our WhatsApp group. So you can take their names, and regularly you are supposed to report me. I have completed my round. When I was teaching in Hyderabad Central University, so at least 30 students were chanting 16 rounds. So I used to go for 3 hostels, I used to cover in a week. So it was really amazing, nice God experience. So here one more thing, we are coming. And concentration, by chanting on the beats, few things are going to happen. Concentration, regulation. When should we chant? Brahma Muhurta is the right time, early morning, right? That would be right time, but if you are unable to do that, any time, whenever you get time, you can do that. Second thing is reading the scriptures, hearing from advanced devotees. There are 4 do's and 4 do's, ABCD. First one is A for association of devotees. Second, B for books, reading the books like Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Ramayana, etc. C for chanting the names of the Lord, Hare Krishna Mantra. D for Dad, Krishna Prasad. Is it clear? And Jai Krishna Prabhupada ki Jai. This is the session. So I hope you all have understood the session as of previous sessions. This is the last session. Those who have completed the session, I'm very grateful to all of you. So patient, and I'm very grateful to faculty members also. So nice things we are trying to manage and try to bring all of you coordinate with you. So next session, next week onwards, we are going to start another course. So try to attend that also. Those who have not attended this course completely, so please enroll for next this session. So one day before or after, we try to make this complete this. Okay? Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. If you have any doubts or comments, and shall we make it next week in the beginning? Are you ready? You can note down your doubts so you can clarify. Next time, half an hour to 40 minutes, I'm going to spend only for doubts. So be ready for that. Okay? Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. So let us finally chant Hare Krishna Mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki, Mantra Srimad Bhagavad ki, Jagat Krishna Prabhu ki. So please, try to pay obeisance here and have darshan and go to the for prasad. And like I think volunteers have gone already.